So a couple days ago, I posted this on my community section. Now, if you didn't read any of that, that is okay, because I'm going to be explaining this. So guys, there's going to be 50 people, and each week, I'm going to spin a wheel with all 50 people's names on it. And whoever wins that wheel spin will get the power, and they have to put 2 people up. After that's done, I'm going to spin the wheel again with all 50 people's names on it. After I spin that wheel, whoever won that will have the veto. They either choose to use it or not use it. If they choose to use it, then they have to take somebody down that is up. And if they do take somebody down, the person with the power has to put another person up. Here's the thing though. They can't put the person that won the veto up, and they can't put the person that got taken down up. And after that process is all said and done, we'll be having a voting time. Now, there's only 3 people that don't get the vote. The 2 people that are up and the person that has the power. Everyone else gets the vote. After that's all said and done, after everyone has voted and all that, after everybody votes, whoever got voted out is out. They are out of the game and eliminated. Now, you may be wondering, Neil, why the heck does anybody want to play this? Well, they are playing for a shout out. These are 50 small channels, guys, that will be playing for a shout out. And we are going to be basically eliminating until there's 2 people left. And once there's 2 people left, everybody gets to vote. And that's including all my fans and everybody that votes in the community section. And they can vote for who they want to win. But they have to base it off of who has played the best. Now, there's no promises that they'll base it off who plays the best. But that's just how it works. You may be wondering, Neil, how are you going to make it so the fans don't interfere with the regular votes? Well, guys, I'm going to make it so I'm going to basically comment under the Week 1 community section post. I'm going to be commenting, who do you want to vote out? And only the people that are in the game can vote, besides the person that has the power and the 2 people that are up. And after everyone's said and done voted, I'll only be counting the people that can vote and that are in the game. So, yeah, guys, hope you enjoy. Okay, so Gavin.
Yeah.
So, what have you thought about all, 50 people being in this and all that?
Well, I think there's a big group with all the alliances happening, like Escon's group and Stormax's group. But what's with all the 30-some other people? Are they going to chime in anytime, or are they just going to remain independent? I think it's time for them to make a super group to take down the 2 people that have been plaguing the community. I mean, not in a bad way, but they have been the dominant force in the community for a long time.
Fox and Storm you're talking about?
Fox and Storm, Escon, Minka, all of them.
Yeah. These 30 other people, they're just, in the nosebleeds right now.
I know, when are they going to start doing something? They don't seem to want to do anything. They haven't made one other community thing, they haven't been talking or anything, other than whenever they signed up.
I personally think, there's been those 30 people that have not, said a word about anything. It's just crazy to see, there's all these other alliances, but meanwhile, they think they have the numbers, but actually in reality, there's 30 other people that are gonna vote, but they're not on a side. There's 30 undecided people.
Right. They need to band together to take, if they want to win anything. Because right now, they are weak by themselves. And there's 2 dominant forces, Escon's group and Stormax's group. Foxen is on his own. I have a feeling that he will try and take some of those independent and undecided people to make a third alliance.
Yeah, I totally agree. Honestly, it's kind of tough for Foxen because he originally, as we know, he had a group with, he had his own group with Minka and all them. But then, Escon made a group and they combined it to make a super group.
And they kicked them out.
Yeah, and then he got, kicked out. So it's like both groups are against him. Like Storm X, like he's wanting to go against, Foxen, and then you got Minka's group, and they don't want Foxen. So it feels like, to me, in my opinion, the only way Foxen can go is to make another group.
Yeah, and I think he has an opportunity to do that with all those undecided people. But it's going to be hard getting them engaged.
Yeah.
He can do it if he works hard enough. If he wants to win, he can.
If you want to win, you can. Okay, so right now, Gavin, like, I think we're pretty far into the game, would you say? Not like far, but like this week far. Like,
yeah, it's starting to get heated.
It's starting to, like, build up. Like, as of, like, what you've seen so far, who do you think has, like, done the best out of everybody?
Honestly, I think it was Escon and Minka's group, because they are the underdogs and people are tired of Storm X and etc.
Well, hear me out now. My opinion on who's played the best, I'm gonna go with Storm X, honestly.
You think so?
That it may come surprise to you, but I'm thinking that, Storm X, think about it. Back in August, he started a rivalry with Foxen. Him and Foxen had their rivalry. Like, and we did a poll, as you remember. And remember, Storm X lost that poll. He lost the poll. And he lost by quite a bit. I believe it was like 10% or something.
But that's because Foxen was the underdog. Storm X was expected to win, but people were tired of Storm X, so Foxen won that one. And then people started to grow tired of Foxen, and then Storm X started to win.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's been like back and forth. But in my opinion, I think that he lost. And like everyone, was against, like, so anti-Storm at some point. And then all of a sudden, where did things change? It changed, and now, look, he has so far, I mean, I know there's 30 people left, something like that, but if you look at it, there's actually, out of all the alliances so far, I believe Storm X has the biggest alliance. He even beat the supergroup out. So clearly, clearly people are wanting to join him, on his side. So I feel like he was hated at one point, and he bounced back, honestly. He bounced back.
Well, I think that, right now, Storm X is ahead. But in the long game, I think it's going to be the supergroup, because I don't think Storm X can sway those undecided people as much as the underdogs can.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, a lot of people, Gavin, and I think you will agree with me on this one, a lot of people are seeing it as, like, two sides. Like, you're either Storm X or a Minka. It was originally two sides, Foxen and Storm. But if you really look at it, these, like, people that are in the nosebleeds are the ones deciding this. They're the upper ones.
There are hardcore Storm X people and hardcore Minka people, but I don't think that those are the people that decide who wins. It's, like you said, it's the people that are undecided, usually.
Yeah.
And I think that whichever party wants to win, they can win by getting those voters.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, Storm, he's doing really good right now, but hear me out. My opinion can change from this week, because a lot of things can happen. If Foxen's able to regain and get a ton of people back, if he's able to do that, Gavin, then I think that Foxen might definitely be one of the best players in there, which he already is, one of the top dogs in there.
He is. I think that if he creates a third group and he is able to pull out those undecided people, I think he can win. He just needs to find a good strategy to do that. I don't know if he's tried doing that yet.
We haven't heard much from Foxen since last night, which was Friday night. He he originally said something like he's done. He made his statement that he was done with that group and he didn't want them coming back to him. And then he said that if anyone else is willing to make a group, he's in.
Right. I don't see. People don't want him. He needs to want other people. Nobody is eager to join him, or else they would have.
Yeah.
He needs to help convince them.
He needs to convince. I mean, hear me out, Gavin. This ain't looking good for Fox in this week. Will you agree with me? Because
no, not this week.
Yeah, not this week. This week isn't looking good for him because there's two sides, and ironically, both of these sides are against him. But the undecideds, we don't know their opinion yet.
Right. And I think that whoever ends up on top is going to have to win because of those undecided and unchosen people.
Yeah. Another thing I want to talk about is last night, I was really thinking to myself, like, what do you think Minka and Escon, like, are they going to vote against Foxen? Is it on a personal level, or is it not?
I don't know, because they kicked him out of the group, but I don't know if they wouldn't want to vote him out, because he was one of them. They may have bigger, how should I say that, bigger motives to vote against StormX and his group.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know if they both vote against Fox, and that just puts one big dog out. So, smart, potentially, but in the long game, may not.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, he's not in a good situation, but then, I say that, but then we don't really actually know if he is or not, because right. Escon and Minka, like, we don't know, is it hard feelings? Are they going to go after him? Are they going to jump to go after him? They really don't have a motive besides he's a good player, because they only got him out of the group because of his and StormX's rivalry. Do you think there's a little bit more to them kicking him out? Like, do you think they wanted him out because kicking him out of the group because he's a top dog and they kind of wanted him out of the game?
See, I don't know. I think that would not be a very smart move to kick him out because of that, because that would help him.
Yeah.
Eventually, these groups are going to have to thin out. But I think by getting rid of him, that's playing the long game too short. That's preparing for the Super Bowl on week 1.
Exactly. That's absolutely an amazing reference, Gavin. I will agree. It is. If that is the reason, that's not good. And they've already lost Foxen, because Foxen said he don't want to go back. He does not want to go back.
Right.
But, so what do you think now? Like, after we just got done talking about that, who do you think is more of the top dogs, StormX or Foxen?
Well, StormX, right now, Foxen doesn't have a group to rely on. StormX has his own voters and coalitions in his own group. But Foxen doesn't have anybody. I think the real top dogs are, like I said at the beginning, it's Minka and Escon's group.
Yeah.
Because they might get the vote of those undetermined people. They more than StormX would have.
Yeah. They could possibly, get the vote. But we don't know, are those undecided people, or are they going to see that StormX has a bigger group and be like, well, that'd just be dumb of me to join the little group. I'm going to join the big group,
StormX has a big group, but it's only difference by like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, the difference isn't that big.
What?
The difference isn't really that big.
Exactly. So, just a few of those undecided people, if they join one or the other groups, that heavily puts it in their favor.
Yeah. All right, so Gavin, we did talk about, top dog and all that, but who do you think will get the power this week?
Well, statistically, the power will go to someone else.
Yes.
Like one of the undecided people.
Yes.
But if it goes to StormX, he has the power to put up somebody that no one knows about, no one really can vote out Foxen more than this person that hasn't done anything to them. If he has that power, he'll take Foxen out early. Now, if Minka or anybody else gets it, I think that they'll try and go after Stormax to thin out the competition early.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. Another question is, are they just, are they all the talk? Are they actually going to make these big moves? Or are they going to be afraid to? Because it's a hit or miss, Gavin. Because if you take a shot at Stormax and you don't get him out, he's going to be gunning for you next week.
Right.
That's, that would be my fear if I was in the game. Like, if I took a big shot, say I was, Minka, and say I had hard feelings for Stormax and Foxen. Say I put them both up. Well, guess what? One of them...
They're both after you.
Yeah, they're both after you, and guess what? One of them's either... Regardless, one of them's gonna be off, the next week.
Right.
Because just one person this week's gonna be voted out. Or, better yet, one could get the veto, take them off, and then say Stormax gets taken off, and then Foxen could win. So then they both would be in the game and be gunning for him,
Mm-hmm. So that's what I think. If either big group gets the power, I think that they should put up Foxen because he doesn't have anybody behind him at this point. But if, say, Foxen or anybody else gets it, they should try and put up one of the big dogs like Minka or...
To me, you can consider him a big dog, but his whole reason, for making his original alliance was to be... He was tired of... He said that he was tired of Stormax and Foxen getting what they want. But then it really confused me because he said that he wanted to team up with Foxen's alliance,
Yeah, I mean, I think that was to get his Foxen supporters because they don't seem to have a big alliance or big trust with Foxen if they stayed with his group.
Shot at winning the game so far. I know it's so early to ask you that.
Right.
But who do you think's
Stormax at this point on the road, they're gonna start taking bigger hits and they aren't gonna be the winners in the end. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. He's set, but then people are gonna realize, oh crap, when it comes to a final two, I'm not gonna be able to beat him.
Right.
Because
so as of now, Stormax, but not in a couple weeks down the road, I don't think we'll be saying the same thing.
Yeah. People may be afraid to take a shot at him and never get the chance to, or people will take that shot. It's all that matters is who will take that shot. And I will tell you, Gavin, there's people in this game that are probably actually willing to take that shot.
Yeah, a lot of people.
There are a lot.
Minka's group or Escon's group, or even Foxen's people when he does get them.
Personally, I do know Minka and Escon have a lot of power right now, but I don't think that it's any big, secret that Foxen was gonna target Storm. So if you had Foxen on your side, he would be the best person to be able to, take that shot.
I don't think it was purely for the game and strategy.
Yeah.
I think it was more for hard feelings and stuff, but...
I just think that they had enough with him and Stormax going at it. But, I think that it was just not for week one, it was not a right decision. Not
week one. Maybe later down the line, but not right now.
100%. Honestly, if you kept him for week one and say Foxen won the power, or somebody on your alliance won the power, it's just a perfect time to, take your shot at him,
Right. Really interested about is if one of these people that aren't undecided yet gets the power, what are they going to use it for? What are their motives?
Yeah, are they ready to take a shot, or are they just, gonna take out somebody little,
Yeah, that's what I think, that they're more likely to take out somebody that's also undecided and third party,
Yeah.
just because that's easy competition and
Yeah.
they don't have people to support them. But the people in the parties would be the big ones because that just thins it out.
Yeah. Honestly, Gavin, I think that this has been a really interesting week one. And I think that, personally, I think that Stormax is playing a good game right now. I just think that Minka, you're going to make bad decisions in this game, but I just don't think that they should have made such a short notice. Like, they should have thought.
Um, that's why I don't think it was for strategy. I think it was for something else.
Yeah, because it wasn't, the greatest game strategy. And it's already too late because they can't just run back. Yeah, he says he's done. He doesn't want them back. So, all right, Gavin. Well, thank you for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it.
I look forward to seeing who ends up on top in the end.
Me too, Gavin. See ya.
All right, see ya. Subscribe to Mr. Neil TV.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Continue to stay tuned, guys, to see who gets voted out next week. Peace.